nekuti munhu akapiswa akafa in front of me handisati ndambozviona zvichiitika, and my good friend akafa in front of me tiri muchipatara. Saka that memory ndikangozvifunga nezvazvo zvinoita kuti ndivenge South Africa.
Put him in the van.
In South Africa, we don't want the foreigner here. Even you belong to Ghana, Zambia, what? We know that the time of the exile was there. But now, we don't want anyone here because they say we're coming here for work. Who say we don't have a talent to work here? Many people of here in South Africa are suffering because of this fucking shit.
Yeah, situation yanga iri mu like politics dzakuwanda, vanhu vanga tata kurohwa, plus isusu tanga tichisupport MDC. Saka takazingita vamwe vanhu vanga vatargeted, saka takabva tazochamba border tichienda kuSouth Africa. Ndo patakatangira kuvaka. Around 2008 ndipo pakatanga kuitika xenophobia tiri ikoko. Saka zvakaitika ndezvekuti isusu taitotengesa mabrooms nemamops nemafeather dust. Saka takazonzwa noise pa-shopping mall. Saka isusu hatina kuzoti chii changa chiitikawo ipapo, takangomhanya sevanhu vaitengesa. So patakasvikawo ipapo ndipo takanga tisingazozoti vanga vachitorohwa kuti anga tori maforeigners. Asi one of the guy aibva kuMalawi ndiye aitopiswa netai ipapo. So we were involved, takatanga kutorohwa tichitotorerwa masticks atanga tichitengesa nawo, totanga kutirohwa nawo. Asi takazokwanisa kuescape nekuti pakazouya police. But the guy wanga ndichitengesa naye takazoti tatakurwa because tabva ipapo hatasatokwanisa kufamba nekuti hatina blood all over. Takaenda kuchipatara. Ndakagara muchipatara for 2 weeks. The other guy wanga ndinaye ainzi Trust, he died there kuhospital ipopo.
Most of us, we just managed to get out of our shop with whatever clothes we were wearing, you know. Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, Ethiopians, Somalians, the only shops that were targeted were the foreigners. They only attacked our shops, right? Which means that they targeted us.
Then when this opened the door, then I come back my storeroom, and they come inside and put petrol, put paraffin inside the shop, and they're gonna burn them. Then I tried to pick up some water to stop the fire. If I stay inside the shop 10 to 20 minutes, I'm gonna die.
So that like now, to restart, I have to invest minimum 100 to 200,000 rands. Minimum. You can see the condition of the building, windows, everything they have broken. Everything. Whatever they could take, they have taken. Whatever they could not take, they just broke and went away.
Go on, behind. Put your hands up! That one! That one! Bring him out, come up! Give them space. Come out!
Later on, they killing our people, youth, with the nyaupe and what's what. People that have graduated, they go to UK with this man. Now, after that, they're sleeping. But all Nigeria, Congo, what's what, they coming with the big cars. What they get demands, they're selling drugs. And this government is behind them.
But trust me, South African, you guys are sitting on a time bomb. Trust me. You're sitting on a time bomb. If foreigners leave this country, you guys are going to suffer.
Wait that battery, wait, they start right one.
See, I'm for you. The people working here, they are South Africans. I pay my tax. People gave me a license to open business.
I swear to God, I will make sure I will die for my people. I'm not scared of anything. I will make sure I die for my people.
These people, they are not, when they are doing this thing, they don't do it when we are here. They do it when everybody is sleeping. Understand me? So even if they phone you in the night that something is happening, you are scared to come out because it's in the night. You can't come out alone to come and fight a bunch of people.
What's it? 60 rand, my friend.
I came here, I came and make my own business here. I opened my own business. I didn't go to any South Africa to go and work for any South Africa. I came and make my own business here. So why are they saying that we are taking their jobs? I never go and rob any fucking person to come and make money. I always make money how I'm working. I suffer to get a property. Now how can I leave this property and go?
I can't say my brothers, they are not selling. Like me now, I don't sell drugs. I work with my brain. I'm an electrician, I'm a mechanic, I'm a painter. I sell car. So some people are selling drugs. I believe that the people in, like a police, they are not the people that are selling drugs. They must go to them straight.
You know, the lack of resources, the lack of access to employment. And I think this is what's creating the biggest problems that feed into the fear of the other and feed into the fear of xenophobia. The country, both prior to apartheid and after apartheid, hasn't created an atmosphere or a culture of entrepreneurship amongst the youth, among South Africans. It's always been a very dependency culture, whereas migrants from Africa are very entrepreneurial. They come into the country, set up businesses all over the place and are willing to engage in hard work, long hours of work, and in fact contribute to the economy quite successfully, develop and produce jobs for South Africans as well.
The wish of every refugee and asylum seeker here is to be integrated in the society and to be able to live in peace and to contribute also to the South African society by working, by sending their children to school, by studying here. And South Africa is offering all these opportunities to them. So that's something also we shouldn't forget. You know, South Africa has always been heaven, a safe place for foreigners coming here. There is a tradition, a humanitarian tradition in this country of hosting people and taking care of them.
As refugees, we fled from our country unwillingly and come to look for refuge in South Africa. We hope and thought South Africa is going to be our new home. It's going to be a good place to stay. But unfortunately, South Africa has not been a good place for us. From, let's say, from Home Affairs, when you come from Home Affairs, the way they treat you as a refugee is very horrible, very, very, very bad. They push you like a dog, they push you like no human being, they push you like somebody who doesn't have any value at Home Affairs. Many people, they stay in the situation of asylum seeker for 20 years. I never see any country when people can stay in quite long in an asylum seeker, only South Africa. And I never see a country that people can use a A4-page paper to be a documentation like an ID. We are not going to accept any promise from South Africa. We need the UNHCR to take us out from South Africa, to take us where we can have at least a protection. At least our children can have a hope again. Here in South Africa, our children, they don't have a hope, brother. They don't have a hope.
But you can take for you. Finish. There's more left, eh?
a study conducted by the World Bank here in South Africa, and the report was released earlier this year, came up with a finding that for every employed foreign migrant that has a business or that works in South Africa, he or she creates jobs for 2 South Africans, which is a remarkable statistic when we have a look at the unemployment figures and the dynamics around unemployment that we find.
My company has like 10 staff. Among all these 10 staff, they are all South African. They are all South African. It's just me alone and my partner that is in Nigeria. Then what else do you guys want us to do? We create job. We came to create job for them. We're not like stealing job from them, because we are creating.
Right in the city center, you keep unemployed people. So what do you expect them to do? Because they need to eat, they need to sleep, they need to survive, they need better life, you know. So they have to come and steal on those who are working.
We haven't taken anybody's job. I'm telling you. If you like, let's leave this place for them.
1,000 years.
Nobody can work. Nobody can work. If you don't have a skill, you can't work.
I think that the argument that the remittances being sent out of the country is actually larger than it's coming in is quite false. There's actually quite a development and growth within the economy as a whole. So for example, if you just go to a suburb like Fortsburg, and if you look at the migrant networks in there and the migrant-owned businesses in that particular, how it's actually revived Fortsburg, which was at one stage between 1994 and 2000 actually going down. They have recreated a whole new economy there. South Africans of all nationalities actually come over there from all over Gauteng on a weekend to simply imbibe the vibe of Fortsburg. And the problem is that when migrants have come in, so South Africans haven't necessarily extended the hand across to welcome them into the country, because they see them as a threat. And the problem with that is that therefore migrants have tended to retreat into these enclaves precisely as you have said, as a protective measure, to protect themselves, but also to draw on the networks of so the social capital networks, the financial networks, the human capital networks that they have there.
See, that's why people are here. They can get everything here. All the stuff they can get in Fortsburg. That's the main thing. We got mostly South African, then we got foreigners as well. But obviously our chefs are all from India. So the xenophobia attack, it was make us bit tough that time. So now again picking up. It was best during that time. Right now they stop the work permit, so it's a bit difficult to us to do business right now in South Africa. But I hope it will change soon.
For the 2016 to 2021 period, so these numbers are over a 5-year period, we indicated that there would be a net migration of slightly over 1 million persons into Gauteng, and this constitutes 47% of all international migrants choosing Gauteng as their point of residence, their preferred point of residence.
So in South Africa you have about 268,000 refugees and asylum seekers. Most came from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. You also have Somalis, you have people from Ethiopia, from Bangladesh, from Pakistan. Most of them fled persecution. You know, they saw very harsh things in their countries. If you speak to the people from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, for instance, you know, they tell you about their villages which have been attacked. They tell you that themselves have been tortured. They saw members of the families being killed in front of them. So they're really fleeing persecutions. They're fleeing dangers. They come here to South Africa to try to rebuild their lives. They fled persecution, they really have the will to restart their lives, to have families, to be able to take their children to school, to find jobs, and to integrate also in the South African society. They want to be living in peace together with the South Africans.
Foreign qualifications are not recognized in South Africa. They have to go through this kind of deep, detailed procedural checking before it is. And I mean, we have a shortage of doctors in the country. We have a shortage of teachers. We have a shortage of accountants. There's a number of areas where we have shortages, and yet we do have skilled people. So no, we are not utilizing the kind of skills that are there, that are available in this country. And it's sad. You know, I think the government could be a lot more proactive about this. We could create mechanisms where we could utilize the skilled professionals that are in the country to uplift the country and thereby create jobs as well.
The bottom line is laziness. People are lazy. People don't want to work. Simple as that.
As a foreigner, when I come to this country and I read what is going on here, and I see this is free to get a certificate and get a job. I got the skills already. I come to this country. What must I do? I have to go and get a certificate and get a job. When you get a job, they say you are a foreigner. You don't have ID. They chase me out.
We intensify our efforts in the fight against crime. From here, Operation Fiela 2, as sanctioned by Cabinet, will be in full swing.
Whose passport is this one?
This one for me. Yeah.
Where's your passport? Hey, where's your passport? You don't have a passport. You?
Why were you hiding?
Why are you looking?
I was hiding for passport.
But you have your passport.
Yeah, I have. This is mine.
Why didn't you open for us?
We were scared.
Scared of what?
Scared for what?
Yeah, but
It's valid.
Yeah, you're right.
It's for me.
We as South Africans have been going through a challenging period. We have had acts of violence erupting in some parts of our country, some of which was directed at nationals from other African countries. I stand before you as a fellow African to express my regret and to apologize for what has happened in our country.
An apology is not sufficient. We need more action.
People are going because we are very angry.
about what South Africans are doing. We are angry. We are all Africans. So we must unite, not kill one another. We are not animals.
And should continue to apologize to all countries so that we should believe that they should never do that again.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I'll be killed. Even our relatives there, we are not even happy.
When we have our relatives who are down there, who are being burned, butchered, urinated upon, being burned on tires, it's painful to see such actions being done by our brothers.
That situation, aindiite zvakanaka nekuti zvandakaona even pa TV pandakanzwa kuti kune xenophobia handisati ndambotarisa TV because I'm afraid kuti ndinoita the memories dzedza ndakaona zvinodzoka. Saka pesi ndongonzwa kunzi kune xenophobia ndosaka ndiri kusango kuno kuti even the news ndongonzwa vanhu vachiita sei vachitaura but kwandiri I don't think ndogona kusvikangana mupe. I don't think zvinogona kubuda mupfungwa mangu. Especially ndikafunga kubva ipapo handina kuzodzokera nenyaya yekuti ndikaona that horror yandakaona ipapo I hate South Africa. Saka handina kuzombodzokera futi and I don't think kuti ndodzokera futi.